Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to our show. Considering Mops having a wonderful day on this 1st October 2025. It is the month of October, so why not start with this video? My supper. Kimo alag. Phenomenal. So, this is the title, and like, oh my god, what's going on? The thumbnail should be telling you enough. This is your only warning, do not watch this video. Today we talked about the worst manga, or the manga that you shouldn't read. Now this is saying, after we read Berserk, after we read, we played Doki Doki. And still, this man who saved me on my trip to Isekai World is by far one of the most fucked up thing that I've seen. Now, trigger warning is over, you stayed, you're fucked. Reason why we watched it, well, super simple. I was told not to watch it. I'm telling you. It's like a movie, The Circle, right? The Ring. Tell you not to watch the video, but then you watch it and then you're cursed. So, I was told not to watch it, and I knew what was in there. I had the trigger warnings, but I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I want to read it because in history, and it's funny because I was talking with my father about that. Talking about Mein Kampf today, and how it wasn't at school anymore, you know. And to me, that's insane because there's so many things that are you're not able to read that are I'm thinking in French. I don't know why that are and you're not allowed to watch, read, whatever. There's so many things, right? For example, when you learn that 666 is not even the name of the beast, is the name of Jules Caesar, because people, they hated him so much they called him the devil. Make fun of him. So back to where we were. There's so many things that are in that manga that are horrible, but also the manga is good. Now, technically speaking, this is a doujin, I think. Or it's a Tensendere. I don't know the term. I don't know the term. If I don't know the term, give me a sec. I'm going to listen to music, and I'm going to put another one. And to me, it was insane because, like, I saw, like, I think most of you guys have seen the. you possibly saw the trailer for the anime, and that shit was well produced. And when you look at the manga, the art style is phenomenal. For some reason, it was very familiar to Kill la Kill, or Kamino Kill. Oh. 5-second rule. Take me on the 7 states and rest in peace. Sausage. So, it's kind of nice because the art style is really well produced, and the fact that this is such a horrible manga, the fact that it's well produced, I was like, it's fucked. One of my favorite manga ever is Tokyo Ghoul. It's fucked. It's about torturing. So the main story is about a girl who found a wormhole. One more click and I'll be gone to the front. Never really felt like I belong, so be on my way. We won't be long. Bit of Suicide Boy. So she is a bit of a dumbass. Now, technically speaking, when you first read the first chapters, you don't know what to expect. You expect it to be like crazy, and it's crazy because I saw it on Reddit, where people said, "Don't watch this, don't read this." Then I saw it on YouTube, and there was on my own a AMV, and I was like, "This is why I watched it too." I was listening to music, waiting for my phone to my 4 phones. Raz, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it was kind of crazy because I was waiting for it and I saw a ad. I was like, holy shit, let's watch this. This is the 1st October. I promise something scary for the 1st October. Something scary is, well, if you look at Saw, it's kind of disturbing, right? So, enough of the intro, enough of this. The main character, at first when you read the first chapter, you don't really care because you think it's going to be corn, right? And then the first chapter, she gets R-word. And it's kind of insane because of the mentality that's behind it. There's a lot of R-word in the manga, and that's a problem. It's an intai, right, which is corn, But at the same time, every single scene is a result of our word, right? And it's kind of nuts because you're like, dude, I don't want to read that. I don't want to watch that. This is fucked up. No way, no way I'm gonna watch that. But at the same time, you realize the world is the problem. See, the for Acorn, the story is actually really good. So it's a story about this kingdom, which is I don't remember the name of the kingdom, but they're really really powerful, and they have magic, they have everything. They're the king of the world because everybody else has what they have, and it's kind of unfair. It's a system of a lion in a cage with a sheep, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna give you two sheeps, right? Now, ultimately speaking, everybody hates that nation, and ultimately speaking, the king, well, the main character, wants to kill the king because he killed his sister. Now, his sister's actually kind of nuts because we know. Oh, rank 19. Shit. Shit. That's not good. So his sister get killed, right? Now it's not clear as to how she get killed. It's not sure as to why she get killed, right? But we see him as a young kid, and we realize that his sister isn't really his sister. She is nuts, and the reason why he's are wording the main the well, it depends. The main character is the guy or it's Megumi, and I think it's a guy. So you go in and you're like, okay, well, guess what? Oh, it's lagging. I'm gonna do this because it's lagging a lot. Good. Good. So, with the main character being the assassin or Megumi, and our word Megumi because this is the perceived notion of why is this is the only way he knows how to love, and she looks like his sister, and it's kind of funny because at first you think he's completely insane because he says, "Tomorrow I'll kill you." To Megumi, which is the main character, is like, okay, well, you tell me that you love me, but you want to kill me, so his whole plan was to kill his sister, but he couldn't. But then he takes Megumi, but then he falls in love with Megumi. So that you realize, and the nicest thing about this is the world in itself. Like, for example, it's kind of fucked. I was talking about Berserk a bit before. It's kind of the same mentality without being the same mentality. So there's this person that's really nice to her, and he's like, okay, well, guess what? You're not. We're not gonna harm you. But then you see that she has a contraceptive, which is a artifact that is saying that, hey, it's an artifact given by the main character, which is the assassin, and the guy is like the villain or the pope is like, yo, I'm gonna I'm gonna make sure that they stick it out. So then they realize that she can have kids. So the one guy that was nice to her, when she realized that she has kid, she's becoming a baby factory. She's becoming a puppy farm. Basically, every single person that has a link to a royal blood in his vein or on his vein will have a kid with her, right? This is insane because we realize that and it's so dumb because it's our word again, but it's so dumb because the main character seems like a kid, and he's unreliable, he's insane, right? And then you give him plot like, oh, you know what, I killed my friend's parents because I knew that he was going to be useful later on. You didn't know, right? It just happened. Again, I'm gonna give a couple of points for the plot. The plot is kind of good because again, it's two nation, right? And this is kind of cool because at the end you have a really good piece of the plot, and it's a really really nice ending. They end up falling in love with each other. The girl says, you know what, I have nobody here, and yes, he's an asshole, but I can mold him to become a better person, and if I can teach him moral, because the guy is very young, right? It's not said that he's how old he is, but he's much younger than her, and we know that she's mid-20. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because she's gonna teach him moral, which makes him a better person, and it's kind of cool because at the same time, how can I say this? He was a killer. Right? Now, I think this is important to say. The time when we see him kill is because our word is sister. I know. And when we say incest, it's not. I don't think it's his real sister. It's super complex. It is insanely complex. So the time you kill, they're trying to airware the girl. So no matter what she goes, this world is kind of shit, right? And him, the character is also very cool because, yes, he is a airword, but at the same time, he's a product of the universe, and the universe is super shitty. The universe is super shitty, and everybody does something wrong. For example, she tells him, "Hey, if you love me, don't kill people." And he says, "I won't kill people, but this will never stop war. People will die no matter what, and you cannot stop that. I can protect you, but I have to kill people." You know, and this is kind of cool. The story is kind of lacking at some point. For example, they have a kid, but we don't know if it's the kid of her or the subordinate, and it's a royal heir. Because technically speaking, what happened is, and this is kind of cool. So the plot behind her, why being she's so important, is so dumb, but it makes so much sense. It's so dumb, but when it makes sense, it's unbelievable. So the kingdom that is the enemy used to have magic, which is why they were so strong in the fight, in the war, right? And that magic went away, and the only way to get that back is through her, because there was so little magic power left that she absorbed it all by falling into a wormhole, right? And because she fell into a wormhole, she absorbed the magic, and she can have kids. Then the kids are said to be magic, right? And the way to have magic back in the kingdom is to have her have every single baby. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. As Megumi is dumb. It's really dumb, but at the same time, she has emotional intelligence, which is quite nice. She is able to see the flaw. She sacrificed herself for the main character. The main character is unstable, but at the same time, it's kind of nuts because you see him being an R word, and you're like, okay, well, this is kind of nuts because I shouldn't applaud this guy. But at the same time, the guy is so so for example, right? For example, it's like, if somebody else touches you, I'll punish you and I'll kill them, right? Now, the ultimate thing that's kind of cool with that is she won't ask for help because she's afraid that he's gonna kill the help, right? There's this part, the first episode, right? There's like two brothers that comes in and trying to R word her, right? And he kills the two brothers, which proceed to then R word her, which is fucking stupid. I hated it. It's hard when it's a scene between them. It's kind of complex because you don't know if she's in love with him or she just tolerates him. You don't know if she's in love with him or she's afraid of him. However, there's things that's too much. Like, for example, she is about to get our word. He kills the assailant and then our word her. So this is intense. This is really intense. So possibly the worst thing I ever read. But at the same time, I mean, it's kind of crazy because take a less insane character, right? Tell a story without R word, without incest, without and at the same time, it's so nice because you look at the very first chapters, and it isn't drawn well, or it is drawn well, but it's not complete. It's not finished. And when you look at the fifth one, it's really polished. It's really worked on, right? And it's only 5 chapters, but it still took me like an hour and a half to read, which is possibly bad for me, but still. But yeah, long story short, it's so nuts because the potential would have been great. For example, there's the guy who decides to start a war like that, and this is stupid because a lot of people are gonna die, and he said, I don't care. But this is also good because it establishes him as a psychopath. See, the main character, which is the assassin, is kind of in a weird way well written because we talk about unstable, right? I picture somebody like the Joker, right, which is insane. Then you look at him as a captain. So, okay, so he's a captain, but he is respected. So that means that he has some smart or he has some pull, right? But when what happened is like. He does some really dumb stuff, and for example, starting a war is what makes him unstable. So when it's kind of cool because the writer, I don't know if it's a woman or a man, but she writes when the description talks about Megumi, how she's a dummy, and how Alec, because the name of the guy is Alec, and Alec is unstable, and you're supposed to, this is the craziest thing with this, right? Because you're supposed to think that Alec is unstable because he is R-wording people and he's killing everybody, right? But again, this is a fucked up world, and again, he was R-word, so the way that he shows love is like that, right? But you realize that for him this is normal, so this is not considered unstable, right? If I am used to eating soup with forks, I don't care how crazy I look, I'll do it, right? So in this case, this is what he does. This is the way he perceives love, and it's horrible because it's horrible because it's so bad. Like the Megumi, the female characters, you kind of feel bad for her because you kind of feel bad. You feel horrible for her. Um, you have to take breaks to read that shit because it's horrible. In Megumi, there's some time where it's not clear if she likes him. Right now, am I saying that this would make it okay? No. And by the way, this is a manga, so it's chill. Um, did I say that's making it okay? No. At the same time, if she loves him, she is kind of so most of the time that he's R-wording her, she's kind of allowing him to do so. Is it the importance is it out of fear or out of pity? She falls kind of in love with him, right? And this is so cool because Megumi is a dumb character that does whatever she does, whatever she's told. There's even a couple panel that says, "I'm so dumb, I did whatever I had to do," right? And she look at Alec. It's like this guy is currently R-wording me, but I want to protect him. I want to help him. So Megumi in itself is a extremely broken characters, and it does feel like somehow the writer makes it explain, he validates the behavior, and it's insane because you're reading something that's telling you, every single character is telling you, hey, it's normal. Like, for example, the subordinate of Alex, which is a guy, you see that he's rewarding Megumi and he doesn't do anything. It's insane because the two brothers in the first episode are trying to reward her. So he killed the brother, and then they're so afraid of him that he's running away, and then they possibly saw him reward the girl, and then they're going in and they're like, holy shit, I don't want to mess with him. So like, you know that this guy is horrible. So with the writer or the way it's presented, it's almost enabled as a behavior, because it's almost as enabled as a behavior. You sort of read it as, okay, well, he's rewarding her, but at the same time, it's corn, right? So, there's literally, this, I think it's more clear than what I'm trying to say. There's a little time where it feels like CNC, consensual, non-consensual, versus a R word. And there's time where Megumi is the one that initiates it, right? For example, there's one scene that, instead of him R wording her, she gets on top of him, right? And because she gets on top of him, this is her that initiates it, right? But again, the importance here is she afraid? Is she doing it out of fear? Is she doing it out of fear? This is not a correct act, because she's like, okay, well, I know that's gonna fucking kill me. But if she's doing it as a care for Alec or as a need because she has need too, it's kind of insane, right? So, for example, right, like, what, and this is how fucked up the manga is. One of the most fucked up thing that I ever read. And the first time he is harboring her, he inside her, right? And she's like, don't do it because I'm gonna have kids. And she's like, no. And he's like, don't tell me no. And it's insane because you see that and you're reading it and you keep on reading it. It also felt like a horror, sort of like horror, so sort of like a Walking Dead. You know that it's scary. You know that what's happening is gory, fucked up. But you keep on reading, right? It's like a car crash also. And then she's telling him, don't inside me because I'll get pregnant, right? And he tells her that he has a contraceptive and he's gonna give it to her, right? And then the contraceptive works or not, it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. But at the next time, she doesn't tell him, don't inside me. And it's not because some of the sex scenes are repetitive, right? And she is, at first she's saying no, but then she doesn't say no. For example, there's a panel where it goes down on her, and he just finished rewarding her, so it's like, yuck, I taste myself, this is disgusting, right? And she's like, don't do it. And then he stops, and she's okay with that. And then the next time he does it, she's like, well, it's dirty down there. And it's nuts because the book completely enabled that. It's horrible. It's possibly one of the worst things I've ever... But that's what I'm saying, and it's so hard because when I look at it, it was kind of good. The drawing was good. The story was okay. A guy that doesn't give a fuck about starting a war, and he doesn't care about how many people get killed because the world is a mess. And the mentality of the main character, which is Alec, is kind of insane because he's like, well, I'm gonna start a war, right? He kills a pope, or something like that, right? And he started a war, and he's like, okay, well, so his friends like, no, don't do that. You're gonna start a war. How many people are gonna get killed? It's like, well, I don't care, because either I start a war, or somebody else is gonna start a war. It doesn't matter. There's war here. And even then, it's so nuts because it's so not well written, but at the same time it's so well written, and it's insane. For example, there's a moment where the main character Alec is given a literal is giving a literal part of the army, or like a squad of soldier, and when they don't explain why he's been giving that, they don't explain why this is going on, but he does have a sort of squad, and like, okay, well, I guess he has a squad, right? But yeah, don't read that shit. It's horrible. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. I guess this is how we're starting our Halloween months. And yeah.